Yo, what's up everybody, Flying Gamer, how's everybody doing today? Welcome back to the channel, and before we even get into this video today, I wanted to talk about the history of the place that I'm going to. This is a place that I pretty much grew up at, but pretty much going to, and it is the Homer Mill. This is pretty much what it looked like back then, a long time ago. This place honestly gives me the creeps. I don't know if there's something down there or whatever it is, but it gives me the creeps. I will not go down there at night. I will not be there alone at night. I'm pretty much going to read you some of the history up on the mill, and yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, so right here I'm going to read you off some of the history on it. Okay, so located in Calhoun County, Michigan, sits the village of Homer, which was settled in 1832 by Milton Barney, who originally named it Barneyville. In 1834, Barneyville was renamed Homer after its city in Calhoun County, New York. It wasn't until 1871 when Homer was incorporated as a village. The village has total area of 1.5 square miles. Today there are an estimated 1,800 residents residing there. If anyone has ever been to Homer or lives in Homer, they can tell you the one building that everyone knows, the Homer Mill. It stood for 4 stories high and was the first structure you would see before you entered the town as you are driving along Highway 60. The Homer Mill was a haunted themed restaurant and bar, along with a haunted house during Halloween. If you wanted good food, good people, and a scare, you would head to the Homer Mill. Once inside the mill, it was filled with amazing Hollywood-inspired props. Underneath all the props, though, you could see the remnants of when it operated as a flour mill. Many of the gears and the supplies were still inside the mill. Every Halloween, the haunted house would open, and hundreds of people from around Homer would come out to enjoy the frights. Even Alice Cooper would make appearances at the mill. They even had his autographed chair located inside the mill. The Homer Mill was built on the site of the original mill at the banks of the Kalamazoo River, which was built in 1837 by the town settlers Milton Barney and completely burned to the ground in 1886. C.C. Courtwright and Son erected the turbine-driven mill in 1887 under the contractor George McCartney, who finished the build in just 60 days. Later in 1910, large additions had been added. The mill operated as a flour mill with the Courtwrights as owners until 1940, when the H. Van Patten Company purchased it from the Courtwrights. It operated under the name Courtwright Van Patten Milling Company until it stopped running as a mill in 1970. In 1974, the mill was purchased by James L. Miller, who did a complete cleanup and opened it as the Trust Grist Ltd. Dinner theater. It operated as a dinner theater until 1987, putting on live plays such as The Mousetrap and The Barefoot in the Park. The actors lived on the 4th floor of the mill and put on live shows all year long. So this is just the first 3 paragraphs. First 3. So it sounds like it's been a couple things, because we're probably going to read about it here in a minute. Well, actually, we said up there, but yeah, it was a haunted attraction, and it played live shows. It even did live shows. Okay, it did live plays, and Alice Cooper even came out and said, or even played there, played his music there. So it was definitely a couple things. Like it was a mill, what was it? A flour factory, a flour mill. Yeah, like I said, it was a couple of good things, and it was also okay. Even Alice Cooper would make appearances at the mill, and they even had his autograph chair located inside the mill. So yeah, let's read the next 3 paragraphs. All right, let's read the next 3 paragraphs here. Nearly every show was reviewed in the Inquirer. Inquirer? Okay. Audience came year-round and shivered in the winter and fanned themselves in the summer. Sadly, the theater was closed down by the IRS due to behind tax payments. The mill became listed on the National Historic Registry. In 1979 and 1991, the mill was purchased by John and Alice Blackmore, and it became the Blackmore's Historical Grist Mill Ltd. Restaurant and the Lounge. The Blackmores worked very hard on getting everything in place for the business. They even wanted to turn the upper stories into a bed and breakfast. The grist mill eventually evolved into the Homer Mill Extreme Haunted House, owned by Lance and Susan Kuffel. Sadly, the Homer Mill burnt completely to the ground on May 16th, 2010, and nothing could be salvaged. We at LMPS had the great opportunity to come into Homer Mill and investigate it. We send out many thanks to Lance Kuffel to allowing us to do so. We were able to see behind the scenes that not everyone could go back and see. We were on every floor and even the cellar of the mill. We caught some of our greatest evidence here. Some of the ghostly stories told were one of the 2 children who unfortunately were swimming in the Kalamazoo River near the mill and were pulled into the mill and killed. One was a boy and one was a girl. We believe we came in contact with a little girl who was unknown to the haunted basement where they died. At the mill, they called her Amy. There was another story that there was told a little boy outside the mill that would be seen wearing red tennis shoes. Could this be the little boy? There was a story there. There was a story as well about the 4 men who worked at the mill who died tragically when he fell into a silo of grain and suffocated. Another part of the story is the owner's wife hanged herself upstairs. We have no proof of any of this. And until we do extensive research, we cannot say it did not or didn't happen. While being in the mill, we noticed old fire damage. We had been told that there had been a fire in the mill. It was operating as a flour mill. There was evidence of it upstairs on the beams. We find it strange that the original mill was destroyed by a fire, then rebuilt, and still had fires inside that never quite injured the mill. And then 120 years after being built a second time, the Homer Mill burns completely to the ground. Coincidence? We want to send our many thanks to Lance and Susan for allowing us the opportunity to investigate in their building. We also send our deepest apologies for the loss of this wonderful historic landmark. We wish them luck and hope that they can rebuild and have wonderful memories of our Homer Mill. Now, this wasn't that long ago. It was like 2000, completely to the ground in May 16, 2010. This was 8 years ago. And I remember hearing about this. I was pretty much sitting at home and I heard about this. And I was completely devastated. I never got to go in. I never got to do the haunted theme house. I never even got to eat there. I was completely devastated because I always wanted to go there. And there's one thing that completely caught me off guard. Another part of this story is that the owner's wife hanged herself upstairs. Now, I have always had like a weird presence of girl down there. A lot of people say it's like, you know, a Wiccan, a dead Wiccan, a spirit of a Wiccan or a witch. I'm getting chills about thinking about this right now. I don't know. That's just a weird thing. And plus, 120 years after being built, and the second time the Homer Mill burns completely to the ground. That's really weird that it burns a second time and then it completely burns to the ground. Wow, there's some things I never gotten to hear about this. And the owner's wife, I've never heard of that one before. So this is new to me. Yeah. We're gonna get right down there. We'll see you down there. Yo, what's up everybody, Flying Gamer, how's everybody doing today? Welcome back to the channel. We are doing something a bit different today. I'm actually holding the camera. I'm going to be recording myself at one of the most creepiest places I ever grew up at. Yeah. This is called the Mill Pond in Homer, Michigan. This place honestly gives me the creepiest vibes. It's not even dark out. I won't come back here at night by myself when it's dark, because it gives me the most creepiest vibe of all time. Okay, as you can see, it's only 9:09 p.m., 9:10 p.m. and it's still giving me the creepiest vibe. As you can see, there's a lot of river, lakes, not lakes, forget about the lakes part, river, woods, that back there goes all the way back. We got this part right here. Like I said, this place gives me the most creepiest vibe of all time. And I'm here by myself. Like I said, I won't be here by myself at night though. That's just like one of those no things. Kind of wanted to be here to see if I can catch anything on video. Like anything, like, I don't even know if you can hear me over the freaking rapids. But like, I swear to God, I'm like hearing something underneath, and there shouldn't be really anybody here. It's really creepy down here. It's like really, really creepy. I just walked into a freaking spot right there. You see, you got this down there. You got all this. It goes all the way back. Yeah, it goes all the way back there. Sorry, I thought I saw something back there. Yeah, it goes all the way back there. I just don't even want to move off of this bridge right now. I'm just so sketched out for it. I don't know what reason. There's absolutely nobody down here either. I don't even know when this happened. There's a branch literally fell in the water. I have no idea when that happened. Whoa. It looks like it absolutely got like snapped off or something. Dang. See, I'm into the creepy stuff, but like when I go ahead and start getting myself into it, that's when I start getting more uncomfortable. I don't know a full story of this place, but over there, up over there, right along that ridge line right up there, there was a haunted house. That place got burned down. I don't know how many. I was zooming out, man. Okay, I was zooming in. Okay. Yeah, I don't know the full story, but over there, like I said, there was a haunted house which got burnt down. It was more like a Halloween type thing. But there's just weird things that when I'm down here by myself, it's starting to get weird because street lamps came on. Street lamps came on. So I'm thinking that means it's probably time to leave, but I don't know the full story, but I've heard things about like witches or something here, like the witch that haunts this bridge. I don't know the full story. I came down here and heard like dog growls out of nowhere. I've heard dog growls come right out of that little bush right over here. See? There's a little bushel of stuff right here. And that's where I've heard things come out of. I don't know if this place is actually like haunted or what, but this place honestly gives me the... Did you guys hear that? I swear to God, I just heard like something snapping back there, like there's somebody in there. You guys see anything in there? Yeah, the reason why I won't come down here by myself at night is because the other night I tried to. Something weird happened. My camera was at full battery, completely stopped itself. Other than that, I don't know. Okay, so I pretty much just decided to come up here and sit a little bit. This is the most creepiest view of all time. I've never sat down here when it's like getting close to dark, so it's a little uncomfortable to be honest. This is pretty much, sorry about the traffic, I'm like right next to like a main road here. Well, this is literally the way to like go if you want to go to the mill. See, I walked this path like so many times growing up, but it's like, this is like the first time I've walked it when it's getting close to dark. See, I'm about to be 21, you know? And this is the most creepiest thing of all time. See, it goes all the way down that way. It goes all the way up this way. And right there is the actual mill pond part. Yeah. Save the bees. Okay then. This water is pretty loud here. I hope you guys can actually hear me. I got batteries. I got like 8. Actually, I got one set of batteries for this camera, so if it dies, I can just put it in and record more. I can probably record up to a couple hours. Yes, there is lights down here at night, but it's still got the creepiest vibe ever when it gets like 12 o'clock at night or something like that. I just don't know what it is. I don't want to be here alone at night. That's so weird. Somebody here? I swear to God, I just saw something up there on the bridge. I have no idea if somebody's here, but I think I just saw somebody up there on the bridge. Try not to look like if there is somebody here. I don't want to look stupid walking around with a camera, you know, so trying to at least make it look. Oh, it's getting super sketchy up here now. It's getting dark. Look at that. It's getting pretty dark up in here. Oh boy. There's nobody here. I swear to God, I just saw somebody right there. What the heck? Okay. Getting pretty uncomfortable right now, to be honest. Okay. So, this is pretty much the area of what I just showed you. If you want me to come back and do a night investigation to this, drop a couple likes. Let's make it maybe 15 likes and I'll come back and do a night investigation with a couple friends. Because I do not want to be here alone at night. You guys don't know about the things that I've seen or heard. One of the things I've actually seen was up there on that bridge. I walked right down those steps, and right about there, it completely disappeared. I was with a friend too. We both witnessed it. It scared the crap out of both of us, and we don't even know what it was. We couldn't explain it to you if you wanted to. I'd go down here at night. It's just I don't want to attach something to me and get myself hurt. I do believe in paranormal stuff. I do believe in afterlife stuff, ghosts, spirits, demons. I believe in all of that. Okay, let's just say I'm open-minded. I have seen some things down here, but I can probably justify that to being something that's rational. But I do like to go out and try to film this stuff or get evidence on this kind of stuff. I've never done it before, but I might want to start it for my channel now. So, get 15 likes on this video. I will come back with a group of friends and go see what's down here at night. Bye-bye.